We will begin momentarily.
Karma's a bitch. Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone. I am so glad that you could join me here today because we have something very, very important to talk about today. Greetings, everyone. Joe says, good to see you, Joe. And Violet is here. Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Hello, sweet. Good to see you. I'm glad that you could make it. This is another important one. So, some companies evolve. Others mutate. Investview Inc., the corporate parent behind wealth generators, Kuvera Global, iGenius, which is anything but genius, and now Connectiv, has spent the last decade reinventing itself every time regulators, journalists, or consumer advocates get too close to the truth. I've been following this company for years. I've watched them buy Vibe from Lynch, absorb a live coffee from Bass Grant, pivot from crypto to wellness, and rebrand so many times that even seasoned investigators struggle to keep track. But now with Investview's latest SEC Form 10Q, which was filed on June 30th, 2026, and a new wave of scrutiny from watchdogs like BehindMLM, the pattern is clearer than ever. This isn't a company evolving. It is a company running from regulators, running from its own history, running from the consequences of a business model built on recruitment hype and financial promises that never, ever materialize. So I thought that we would take a moment to deep dive into the pattern and look at how Investview continues to survive and why consumer advocates must keep shining a light on its shadow. Pivot! That's right. So, today we are talking about Investview's endless reboots, the shadow of the machine. Dum, dum, dum. Deep dive ready. Got my swimsuit and flippers on. That's right. It's an undead organization. It is, unfortunately. We're working on that. All right, so to understand what Investview is today, we have to understand what it used to be, right? So, this is not a company, This is not a company with a straightforward timeline. It's a company with eras, each one designed to outrun the last. It began with wealth generators, at least when I started following it. This was a trading signals MLM that promised everyday people the ability to trade like pros. Sound familiar? Regulators quickly noticed the problem. The trading results were unverified. The customer base was almost entirely composed of recruits, and the income structure rewarded recruitment far more than any legitimate retail activity. Wealth generators became synonymous with hype losses and misleading financial claims. And when the pressure mounted, the company didn't reform. It just rebranded. Of course. Kuvera Global emerged next, wrapped in crypto education and market forecasting. Gotta love that, right? The leadership remained the same, the compensation plan remained the same, and the promises remained the same. It's really just the name that changed. Regulators in Canada and Poland issued warnings and penalties, and once again, the company did a pivot. That's right, lots of pivoting. iGenius followed, presenting itself as a sleek financial education brand. Very much like Vibe, right? Yes, pivot. iGenius offered crypto packages, automated trading tools, and subscription-based learning modules. Like they do. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, stepped in again, issuing fines for misleading commodities claims. The company responded the only way that it knows how, and that is, of course, by changing its name. I know, I'm sure you are just shocked. Today, the company calls itself Connectiv. All right, Connectiv, but there's no E. So it's Connectiv, as you see on the screen. But just in case you're not looking at the screen, you're just listening, it's spelled like that. And of course, this company is a hybrid of financial education, wellness products, subscription memberships, and binary MLM compensation. Of course. A company that once sold trading signals now sells collagen, coffee, and mindset modules. Not because it innovated, but because it had to. Every rebrand is a retreat. Every pivot is a survival tactic. Every new name is an attempt to bury the last one. As Investview faced increasing regulatory pressure, something interesting happened. They began absorbing smaller MLMs. These acquisitions were not expansions. They were lifelines, fresh pools of recruits, fresh branding materials, fresh narratives to spin. And I watched this unfold in real time. And if you've been here for a while, you came on this journey with me. Yes, you did. When Megan Lynch's vibe began collapsing under the weight of repeated relaunches, leadership instability, and dwindling momentum, Investview swooped in. Vibe was folded into Connectiv, its promoters absorbed, its branding repurposed, and its collapse reframed as transition. It wasn't a rescue, it was a harvesting. And it seems like Megan harvested so much that she got the fuck out of there, and now she's in Solarium Life and other things, which we also cover. So subscribe for more information on that. Then came Alive Coffee, Bass Grant's wellness meets MLM venture built around subscription coffee and lifestyle marketing. Alive Coffee was also absorbed into Connectiv, becoming part of the company's sudden pivot toward wellness. Again, this wasn't innovation, it was assimilation. Investview collects MLMs the way some people collect souvenirs, each one a reminder of a place they've been, a scheme they've run, a lesson they've learned about how to stay one step ahead. And just to give you an idea of what I mean by that, I also would like to show you their website here, where if you scroll down, it's investview.com. You scroll down, it shows you 5 brands, 3 sectors, 1 capital strategy. Okay, so Connectiv is, of course, the education and lifestyle brand. We have MLW, which is a skincare and whole body wellness brand. We have Renew Laboratories, LLC, as you can see here. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. And they are also about skincare, personal care, hair care, cosmetics, pharmaceutical, topical products, more MLM bull hooey. And then we have Safe Tech, blockchain and mining. Keep this one in mind. Just, hold that one in the back of your head for a minute. Then, of course, we have the fintech and brokerage, which is Open Cash. So as you can see, they're like a little bit of everything. And they always kind of have been. Because if you go to one of their older YouTube channels here, you will see that they used to be safercryptocoin.com, even before they were Investview. And then you'll see here they have iGenius, and now they have what is Safe Tech. So let's just take a moment and find out what is Safe Tech. So SafeTech is a Bitcoin mining company that provides large-scale, high-performance Bitcoin mining and blockchain infrastructure management services for America's leading blockchain companies. Mining, management, sales, repair, hosting solutions, build out. Mining. At SafeTech, our Bitcoin operations are diversified across the US and international locations, where we deploy over 10,000 next-generation Bitcoin ASIC miner machines. It just sounds so silly to me. Skincare made in China? Maybe. Mining, more mining, always mining. And always the mushroom coffee. Another coffee scam, that's right. So now they have managed services via SafeTech's Network Operations Center, NOC. SafeTech offers managed services to small and large mining operations through its 24/7, 365 Managed Network Operations Center to achieve higher efficiency, productivity, and availability. Managed firmware services. SafeTech offers small and large mining operations, professional crypto mining, AI firmware. Gotta use AI for everything. You know, it's a buzzword. Just throw it in there, even if you're not using it. And data analytics to increase hash rate and continuous uptime, all while minimizing power consumption. Sure you are. AI, we're minimizing power. Nah. Resulting in improved ROI and profitability of mining resources. Okay. Wouldn't expect anything else. Miner Repair Center. Why would we need that? It just makes me laugh. Miner Repair Center for what? We're already thinking of the mistakes. Mining for more recruits. That's what we're really doing here, right? Destroying the environment is just a bonus. The computers are solar powered. Potato powered. That's right. It's just so silly. So Miner Repair Center, a whole center, SafeTech's equipment repair and quality assurance services ensure your miners are always operating at peak performance and are promptly returned to operation. Well, because it's going to fuck up. Like, usually they would consider that, like, just the services, like, customer service. I think it's funny the way that they put it. Anyway, Mining Equipment Sales Center. SafeTech is a trusted reseller of previously owned cryptocurrency mining equipment. All units are cleaned, repaired, optimized, and tested. Hosting solutions. SafeTech can assist to provide state-of-the-art mining farms. We got whole farms now. Farms of mines. Those two things just don't seem like they should be in the same sentence, like mines and farms. Anyway, to host your mining servers that utilize sustainable, low-cost, renewable energy resources in select secure locations with a favorable year-round climate. Like where? Yeah. Where? Build out management solutions. SafeTech is a leading Bitcoin mining farm company, providing hosting, sales, repair, network operations, center management, and design/build solutions for the cryptocurrency market. I hate how this whole thing is worded. I feel like it's like worded so weird. Very trust me, bro. Always worded. So many buzzwords. So, yeah, like I said, just kind of keep SafeTech in the back of your mind, you know? So, Oz at BehindMLM did this amazing review that I would like to get right into. Felicia Lissert, hello, I hope you're not confused. You just ask whatever questions you need. I'll do my best to to answer them. Trust me, hun. Instead of bro, yes. That's right. So, Oz at BehindMLM did an amazing review recently that I would just like to go through. Excuse me. So, let's get into that next. And then we are going to go over the Q10 form. And I'm going to explain to you how telling that is. So, Connectiv Review V2, Investview settles fraud with CFTC again. We're off to a great start. You know, we just keep getting in trouble. I swear to God, guys, this company has to have gotten in trouble more than any other. Like, I almost want to sweep. What do you think? Out of most of the MLM companies that we follow, right? This has to be the one that has gotten into like the most trouble and somehow still not shut down just completely. Because Canada's gone after them. All right, we did a whole suit on them. The SEC has gone after them. I'm just kind of like, and like while they were iGenius, they got sued a bunch. Like, it's crazy the history of this thing. And we've discussed it in full before when I've covered this. So please do check out my other content on this company if you haven't seen it yet. It's just, it's insanity to me. It's like, how does this thing keep going, you know? And Oz has covered the entire thing as well. Shout out to Oz at BehindMLM. So, Connectiv is the latest reboot of Investview's long-running MLM opportunity plagued with regulatory compliance issues. Since around 2013. Like, dude, we're talking 13 years of issues. Okay? That's ridiculous. And this is why, like, people keep saying to me, like, Queen, how does on passive still keep going? And I'm like, I don't really know. But at the same time, then I think of companies like this, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe because the things like this, you know? If this doesn't prove MLMs are the most protected scam, then nothing does. Exactly. It really is, because they get protected by the government and everything. It's crazy. It is an undead organization. That's right. So, since around 2013, starting with wealth generators, Investview's MLM model has been commit commodities fraud more than once. Wait for regulatory agencies like the FTC, the CFTC, etc., the FTC, to catch up and issue a fine. Change the company name and return to step one, right? So here we have page information for Connectiv Global. So you can see they have changed their name. So Kuvera is 2018. iGenius was 2021, which I was very heavily starting to cover it by that point. 2026 Connectiv, we've been covering that a lot. Also because of Vibe being bought by it. Megan also brought us there. And now it turns out that they actually just changed their name. I mean, it's not a huge change, but now instead of just Connectiv, it's Connectiv Global. So they've added a global. I don't think it's much of a change, but we should probably note that happened on August 11th, you know, especially when they just changed their name, like in March. It's like, it doesn't look good when you already have to switch it around, you know? Now, just 5 months after the first iteration of Connectiv launched, Investview has changed the business model and compensation plan again. So I guess now with it being Connectiv Global, you know, for the first time since 2013, it appears Investview might not be committing commodities fraud. Pyramid scheme concerns remain. All right. So the company. Connectiv's history dates back to 2005 and wealth engineering. Wealth Engineering launched in 2005 by Mario Arthur Romano and Annette Rayner. Romano, Rayner, and several other individuals found Investview in 2013. Investview launches Wealth Generators sometime after its own launch, offers passive returns connected to Wealth Engineering trading signals. Wealth Generators rebooted as Kuvera Global in 2018, just before a $150,000 commodities fraud fine from the CFTC was made public. Kuvera Global reboots as iGenius in 2021 after Investview learns of a pending SEC investigation. Investview's then CEO, Joseph Camarada, was arrested on recovery scam fraud charges in December of 2021. So, like, charges, right? Then he was sentenced to 10 years in prison for recovery scamming in June of 2023. Investview's former accountant was fined $400,000 for filing dodgy audits with the SEC in January 2024. Then Camarada was sentenced to 6 years in prison for tax fraud in May of 2024. The SEC then filed suit against 2 Apex promoters in September of 2024. Apex was a fraudulent scheme Investview launched in 2019. They kind of like, it was already kind of, it was one of like the first ones that they bought over, I would say. Investview settles Apex fraud charges with SEC for $375,000 in January of 2025. Okay. Investview settles securities fraud allegations from Ontario and Quebec in July of 2025, and we covered that here. Well, he doesn't have to worry about a roof over his head. Team Taxman for the win, right? So that was crazy. Poland's Office of Competition and Consumer Protection then filed civil fraud charges against 6 iGenius promoters in July of 2025. Connectiv's website domain, connectivglobal.com, was registered on October 9th, 2025. A former iGenius promoter was fined $15,000 in Quebec in December 2025. And Connectiv disclosed to top iGenius promoters about that around early December 2025. We also covered that. Poland then fines iGenius $4 million for pyramid fraud in January of 2026, which we have also covered. iGenius wipes and deletes all of their social media profiles in late January 2026. And then we see the first iteration of Connectiv launching in February of 2026. There is no ownership or executive information provided on Connectiv's website, although Investview is disclosed in hosted PDF files. iGenius president Chad Garner, this lovely man here, is an asshole. He's an asshole. But yeah, that guy, he is still believed to be running Connectiv. Garner joined Investview in 2016 and has retained his executive role dating back to Wealth Generators. So he's been around for a long time through all of their scams. We don't like him. Investview is headquartered in Pennsylvania. Connectiv and its predecessors operate from Utah. Utah loves MLM companies. They'll protect them. So Connectiv's products are split into 2 offerings. Connectiv and My Life Wellness. So Connectiv is a continuation of iGenius, with monthly subscriptions reduced from 3 options to 2. You get a core and a pro. As you can see here, the core is $249, and then after that, it's $179 a month. The pro, you pay $499 for a startup, and then $179 a month. And all you get extra is scanners and access to a discount travel portal. So, it's not a lot. Then the My Life Wellness, as you will see. What is that? It offers a range of wellness supplements, coffee, and skincare products. As you can see, there's the Alive coffee right there. Right? So, the collagen superfood coffee. Yep. So they have Amaze, Drive, Dream, Alive, Amplify, Glow, and Infuse. And all these products are, well, Glow's $49. The rest of them are 60 something. So, I love that. Then, of course, they have their compensation plan, which pays on the sales of Connectiv subscriptions and My Life Wellness products to retail customers and recruited promoters. They do have promoter ranks from consultant all the way up to legend. And that's right. They are using the same language that Megan used. Of course, Utah. I know. So as you can see kind of the vibe in here, you know? Because it used to only go to like senior vice president. But now we also have visionary, icon, elite, and legend. Right? So each of them have, you know, so much that you have to buy and sell as MLMs go. All of this is linked down below if you want to come read the whole thing for yourself. But if I sat here and just read you these 14, you would be very bored. So we have the personal volume and group volume, of course. And note that for executive consultant, no more than 65% of required GV can come from any one recruitment leg. For marketing director and higher, this percentage is reduced to 50%. A binary compensation structure places a promoter at the top of a binary team split into 2 sides. So that's when they say you recruit 2 people who recruit 2 people who recruit 2 people. And then you get a big chart like this that goes on for infinity. You know? Arctic. I have blocked you in about 4 different accounts because I don't think that you understand what I do here. You've come to tell me that some guy on YouTube's first GoFundMe 3 years ago was a scam. He claimed to be injured, yet he was at the gym, and a day after the supposed accident. Notice how you won't look into that either. Here's the thing. I don't care about Greg, a creator on the platform with less than 1,000 subscribers with 10 people that support him. I speak out about cults. Okay? You can't run a cult on GoFundMe. I also have not really covered Tragic's cancer scam. I deal with scams of people that have lost hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. So unless you donated $100,000 to Greg's GoFundMe 3 years ago, then I cannot help you. Okay? I can assure you that as I'm covering actual cult leaders and actual predators on here that prey on thousands of people, that little Greg Lurick is not the worst person on YouTube. Okay? Why don't you cover it? Why don't you make a video on it? There are other creators who will cover a scam like that. I cover cults. And I don't feel like doing an entire deep dive into Girl World being a cult. I've already talked about how looks masking and all of those communities, your manosphere is a cult. Okay? All right? I am talking about Ponzi schemes and cults that rip off millions of people. And you are angry at me and yelling at me because I won't cover something that you want me to look into. Okay? Because someone that I've known on the platform for years is friends with him. That's not my business. Okay? And you don't know what conversations I have had with people behind the scenes. You know? Blaz told you the truth on Pistachios Panel. You are unattractive. That is why I won't cover this. Because I have incels coming over here and insulting my looks. Because I won't stop everything that I'm doing to give you the attention that you want. Okay? We don't do that on my channel. This isn't Girl World, sir. We don't put up with that behavior here. And if I'm so unattractive and I have such an awful voice and you hate all my videos and you think I'm such a bad person, why would you want me to be the one that covers this? That makes no sense. I am not here to be in your weird little internet armies to attack other creators. Get that through your head now. I've been saying it for 7 years. None of you getting the message. Let it seep into your brain. Okay? I do not control other people on here. And I will not start trying to control other people on here. Because you're going to come and yell at me about it. I don't know who the hell you think you're trying to control. But trying to control a bitch that speaks out about coercive control is probably a dumb idea. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell the cult leaders. You're not going to manipulate me. You are not going to control me. And I don't give a fuck about you. Okay? Trust me, there have been many people in many communities that have come to me with a scam, in quotations like that. There have been people that have screamed and yelled at me, called me all kinds of names up and down, because they want me to cover this creator that's scamming on here and blah, blah, blah. And they want me to do drama and blah, blah, blah. But that's not what I do on here. Maybe take a minute and figure out what it is I'm actually speaking out about. Because my main goal is to speak out about the coercive control behind the scams. You don't have a cult, I'm probably not interested. Just say. We don't engage in cultist styles of attacks towards people here. Right. It's like you're going to come in here. Bop, 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 bop. And just so you know, I talk to a lot of people in a lot of cults on this platform. A lot of people would not like to find out. Some of the people that I talk to. But I'm going to explain something to you. You can't get people out of cults without talking to them. I know. Who knew? You can't change people's minds without having a conversation. I don't work like you guys. I don't go do intimidation tactics and mean the fuck out of people and blah, blah, blah. We do a little bit of that, but that's not the main goal. You know? Trust me, this platform is full of people that love drama, and they will help you attack any content creator you want with them. But I have never and will never be one of those content creators. And the only time that I've taken part in drama is when it's drama that directly affects my channel and what I'm trying to do on it. Otherwise, I ignore it. So, well, you don't think I don't have people covering me all the time, claiming I'm problematic and doing this and that? Constantly. I have ops on me 24/7 from things that you don't even realize are opping me. From actual cults. Never mind just the silly little YouTube communities I've pissed off. Okay? But it's just not going to happen, and you're not going to bully me. I am not a bullyable person. All right? Kiwi Farms couldn't bully me. Onion Farms couldn't bully me. The drama community couldn't bully me. The OG drama community couldn't. The sector couldn't. The alt-right manosphere couldn't. I've already gone through all of this. I work for myself. I cover what I want to do. All right? There's 2 people on here I'll work with to actually do what we're doing. And that's Danny DeHeck and the recovering Hunbot. Otherwise, honestly, fuck off. I don't care. I'm sure there are people who would look into whoever. Queen isn't one of them. No. No. The backbone of any scam and cult is coercive control. We deal in that part. Exactly. And it's like they don't understand that. And I'm like, hey, but that GoFundMe scam is not a coercive control scam. Okay? Lord, what do you want me to do about that? Also, the girl world community doesn't like me. I don't know if you know this or not, but I've called them out as being a cult. Being culty. Running ops on people, etc. So they don't really like me. So I don't think me coming out here and warning them about Greg, they're not going to listen to me. So I don't know why people even expect. It's like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what you want from me. Because that whole community runs around saying I'm a liar and I'm this and I'm that. And then I just make up everything that I cover. Apparently. So why would you want me to cover anything over there? It just doesn't make sense. You know? Fuck off. Let me cover what I'm covering. So, again, this is what the structure looks like. You sign up 2 people who sign up 2 people till the end of time. Right? I don't think we need to really explain that. We have referral commissions. Connectiv promoters receive a referral commission on the sale of the I hate this fucking Connectiv and My Life Wellness products to recruited promoters. So as you can see, you do get paid for the memberships, which to me is being paid for recruiting. I don't know how this is legal, but, loopholes are wonderful, aren't they? So as you can see, level 1 membership, you get $40 for the, if you get them referred. Yeah, okay. And then if they renew, then you get $10. For the pro, you get $80. If they renew that, it's $10, which that's a little weird, don't you think? It's kind of not fair to the pro people. Because, when you renew the core membership, you get a quarter of the payment of the membership. But then when you renew the pro, you don't. Do you know what I mean? Because it's $80, $10. I feel like that's kind of unfair, is it not? The math never maths properly in MLMs. That's part of the problem here. That's stingy a bit. Then, of course, when you get the My Wellness, Drive, Amaze, Dream, so that's their products. So they pay $20 on level 1, and renewal is $15. And then I guess if you're selling the My Wellness Glow, because it's a different price than all the other ones, you get $15 on level 1. That's the $49 product. And the renewal is $10. So here we have residual commissions. Consultants receive $45 a week. Senior consultants get $150. Apparently. I doubt it. Legends are getting $250,000 a week. It just sounds ridiculous. The payment plans never make sense. They never do. It sounds silly, right? Then, of course, you have an override bonus, and that is a percentage bonus paid on personal and downline sales volume, excluding volume used for rank qualification. In addition to being rank-based from regional marketing director, the override bonus also requires a 100 personal volume every 4 weeks personal order commitment. So that's basically you have to buy something. Which I feel like that should be considered pay to play, but, they're like, you need an auto shipment. Joining Connectiv. The promoter membership appears to be free. Full participation in the attached MLM opportunity requires a minimum 4-week 100 PV order. Right? And then Oz says, the biggest change between Connectiv's original launch and the current offering is the absence of automated trading. This is a positive step, as automated trading in various forms has historically linked Investview to commodities fraud. Connectiv abruptly dropping its C-Force automated trading offering was around the same time it rolled out its new compensation plan in June 2026. Very interesting. Clearly, something happened internally. Connectiv's current compensation plan was announced in June 2026, but the Connectiv service was in shambles, requiring a few more weeks to resume operations. The something is tucked away in a paragraph on the compliance section of their website. Right here. In the past, we offered automated trading as a convenience for Forex users. The Commodities and Futures Trade Commission reviewed our automated technology and determined that it required a commodity trading advisor. Since we are committed to providing education and not advice, we entered a settlement on the finding from the CFTC and discontinued the use of automated trade services. The CFTC has, as of yet, not made a public announcement regarding Investview settling commodities fraud charges. This is possibly due to the settlement still requiring commission approval, which can take about 4 to 8 weeks. To the best of my knowledge, outside of the paragraph on Connectiv's website, Investview has yet to publicly disclose its second CFTC settlement. Investview's last SEC filing was on May 15th, covering the Q1 2026 reporting period, which ended in March 31st, 2026. If we still haven't heard anything by the CFTC by then, I suspect we might learn more in Investview's next SEC filing. Here it is. So now they have strict marketing guidelines. Having built its MLM business on commodities fraud since around 2013, needless to say, ditching the one thing people sign up for isn't going too well. For reasons unknown, both Connect and My Life Wellness have been set up on standalone website domains. Right? They both have their own domain. They're not really on the main domain. Like having two different branded compensation plans that are nonetheless practically identical, the standalone domain setup feels clunky with respect to Connectiv as an MLM opportunity. They also don't list it on the website, as I showed you everything that they do list on the website. Just saying. What's relevant to us is traffic analysis by SimilarWeb for July 2026. All right, so they're only getting about 25,300 monthly visits. And the month before, they were getting about 32,500. And that is on their actual website. The Connect QTX standalone website is actually too low for them to track. So that means it's like probably getting like 10 visits, okay? And My Life Wellness's website saw about 994 monthly visits. So not looking good. Well, legal liability for committing commodities fraud doesn't dissipate just because you stopped committing it. As reviewed today, we can rule out Connectiv committing further acts of commodities fraud. Here they have their smarter tools. Tap to trade doesn't quite have the same regulatory requirements as automated trading. The other major red flag ties into the Polish fine. Is Connectiv a pyramid scheme? Running an MLM pyramid scheme went hand in hand with Investview committing commodities fraud. I'm not seeing anything in Connectiv's current MLM offering suggesting anything has changed. Full participation in Connectiv's MLM opportunity requires a 100 PV purchase every 28 days, which again, I think should be pay to play. There are no retail volume requirements in Connectiv's current compensation plan, which was introduced June 2026. I suspect the majority of Connectiv sales volume is still coming from promoter Connect QTX subscriptions and My Life Wellness purchases. Certainly Connectiv and Investview haven't provided any data to suggest otherwise following the Polish fine. Between ongoing pyramid scheme concerns, 3 known U.S. regulatory enforcement actions, and even more warnings, investigations, and arrests globally, probably best to just avoid anything MLM related from Investview altogether. And I would have to agree with that 100%. Yes, just avoid everything. Everything that has to do with it, okay? That's right. We want to avoid it all. So, the next thing that I would like to go over with you guys is going to be the Form 10Q, which they filed on June 30th, 2026 via the SEC. And that's because it says a hell of a lot. It really does. It's kind of crazy what it says in it. But I need a little bit of a break. So just give me a moment and then we will get right into it. All right, thank you. Thank you. I needed to breathe for a minute and get a drink. So, this here, and link down below, is the United States Securities and Exchange Commission Form 10-Q for the quarterly period ending on June 30th, 2026 for Investview Inc., as you can see. Now, I have gone through this entire document, all right, and this is why it's taken me a little bit of time. I wanted to read through all of this, and as you can see, compared to December 31st, 2025, we're not doing great, okay? All of the numbers are way lower June 30th, 2026. Lost a lot of their assets. You know, these numbers are just, they're not looking great. Here we have even the revenue, all right, from 2025 to 2026. Like, it's just a huge hit. A huge hit. You know? So it shows us all that. And here we go with their net income loss and everything. So that's their stocks. And then this is the cash flows from operating activities. So net income loss went up there. And then they said quite a lot. They said quite a lot here. Like here they're saying that I think they meant 1946. Anyway. Under the laws of the state of Utah, in January 2025, we changed domicile to Nevada and changed our name to VoxPath Holding Inc. In September of 2006, we merged with the Retirement Solution Inc. and then changed our name to the retirementsolution.com Inc. In October 2008, we changed our name to Global Investor Services Inc. before changing our name to Investview Inc. on March 27th, 2012. Okay. Effective April 1st, 2017, they basically made wealth generators. You know, they go through all of this. It gets interesting just to kind of see them put the whole organization out like that. You know, they bring up the Kuvera. It's just, you know. And then you're going to notice that right here they say, on July 8th, 2026, okay, the company discontinued operations of its subsidiary, SafeTech LLC. That's right. So no more SafeTech. None. So they don't have SafeTech anymore. That was interesting to learn. And then when we come down here, you know, they talk a lot about how they also earn 50% of ELTRT technologies, you know, My Life Wellness Company, Goldman's Pharmaceuticals. So they go into all of it. And then we have this, you know, more financial information, receivables, fixed assets, digital assets. And it explains all of the digital assets. Again, if I just sat here reading this to you, you would hate me. But as you can see here, I don't know how honest this is, but membership revenue. This is where it got interesting to me. Most of our revenue is generated by membership sales, and payment is received at the time of purchase. And I just found that very, very interesting. As of June 30th, 2026 and December 31st, 2025, our deferred revenues for membership revenue were $476,622 and $821,903. So it's not a lot, is it? All right. Then they talk about how they're selling the health, beauty, and wellness products and blah, 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 and how much they've made. But, like, there's really not, like, they're not doing great here. So, revenue generated. Here we have even their coffee sales. I mean, look at this. Health and wellness, 93. Other revenue, total. I mean, it's not what you would expect from such a large corporation, is it? Then they talk about their advertising, selling, and marketing costs, which I'm a little bit confused about because they don't really do any marketing, and we'll get into that. And then they talk about the income taxes, which I'm not sure if they're filing those correctly. Due to the net loss of continued and discontinued operations for the 3 months, and the net loss of discontinued operations, basic and diluted income per share were the same, as all securities had an anti-dilutive effect. So they also were not continuing their operations throughout this entire time. Like, they had a few months where nothing was going on, and they're like, yeah, so, we didn't really make money, but it's okay because the shareholders still got paid, so I guess good for them, even though the distributors didn't, right? And now this just talks about, like, the lease agreement. But it's just so fascinating to go through it all and see all of the stuff, like, just kind of laid out here. It is very transparent, but it does also read like a carefully curated confession. So, for example, the filing reveals over $7 million in net losses. Discontinued operations, including SafeTech LLC, shrinking revenue streams, mounting liabilities, and deferred revenue from subscription-based education packages. The language is sterile, evasive, and intentionally vague. It's a report written to satisfy regulatory requirements without revealing the full truth. But the most telling detail in this entire thing, as I went through the entire thing, right, looking at all of this and going through, because they basically have to tell you how the whole 6 months went and all of the money they made and where all the money went and everything, right? And they talk about all of their digital assets and all that. So as I'm going through all of this, the one thing that I noticed is that there's no mention of the CFTC settlement. And this was a major regulatory action, and it's omitted entirely from this. From my perspective as a consumer advocate, this omission is not accidental. It is strategic. It proves what we have been saying for years. Investview does not make money from products. They even say it, as I showed you. They said, we make our money from the memberships. From the memberships is how we make our money. So it's just memberships. Okay, right here. Most of our revenue is generated by membership sales. That means recruiting. Imagine that, right? That's what that means. And that's what we've been saying. It makes money from people. The revenue structure is built on these memberships, the subscriptions, recruitment. They have monthly purchase quotas as well, like the auto ship, the PV you got to meet. And of course, the education packages are just functioning more like auto ships than legitimate learning tools. Okay? So if you want a real good look at this thing, I have linked it down below. Thank you to Oz for linking it at the bottom of his article so that I could go through it. Okay? Definitely read it if you want more information. If you are a consumer advocate, please also read it. But this 10Q is not a financial report at all. It's a roadmap of how the company survives. Not through innovation, not through retail, but through constant recruitment and constant reinvention. Okay, and that's my issue. That is my issue. I mean, you look at this form, guys, and you read through it, and you are like, oh my God. Like, this company just shut it down. They're not even making money. And it's kind of angering because I'm like, what are they doing then? What are they getting from this? Well, it's the control, isn't it? Educate. Gee, where have I heard that before? It seems to be the buzzword of the year. Oh, but I'm not done yet, guys. Of course I'm not done. And neither are they. That's right, they're not done yet. Because a month ago, they announced their Connectiv TX. So they're just going to keep on going. Despite how awful they're doing. They're like, that's okay, we're going to launch this thing. You guys start buying this up. So I guess let's check it out. Let's find out what this is all about. It's only 40 seconds long. See what they're doing here. What is this thing? Lord. Yeah. So there's that. Get with the person who shared this with you and learn more. That's all it says about this thing. Literally all it says. But that is so funny. They have 12,000 subscribers. Great company, guys. You guys are killing it. Killing it. Revenue from AdSense. Well, I guess they must get it, right? Otherwise, what are they making on here? But yeah, so they're still going, you know? Drives me insane, but in the end, I think that all of this proves that Investview is not defined by its products, its leaders, or its promises. It is defined by its shadow. That's right. A shadow that stretches across trading signals, crypto packages, wellness supplements, coffee subscriptions, education modules, and recruitment funnels, which I believe is all this is. A shadow that grows longer with every rebrand. A shadow that follows every acquisition. A shadow that darkens every SEC filing. But shadows only exist where there is light. And as long as they keep running, we're going to keep shining that light. Bright enough to expose every pivot, every disguise, every reinvention, every truth they try to outrun. This is not the end of the story, it's just the latest chapter. And I will be here, pen in hand, microphone in hand, ready to come on here and tell you what happens next. So stay tuned. Make sure that you like this and that you subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Who knows? Maybe the CFTC will come and shut them down. Maybe the SEC will shut them down. Maybe Danny and I will shut them down. You won't know unless you subscribe. And I will see you all very, very soon for another one. Have a fabulous rest of your evening. I love all of your faces. Bye! Like and subscribe. All links are down below.